Well, Coach, just tell us your thoughts.
It's a tough one. You know what I mean? Our kids laid it on the line. Again, we got off to a bad start. I mean, my gosh. I mean, just a bad start. You know, I thought we settled on, at least we didn't get give up the big play anymore. You know, we struggled running the ball inside. We had to, to throw the ball a little bit more. Hurt us a little bit later in the second half with some of the belly stuff. But, our kids fought. We have a shot there. If we score there at the end of the half, have to kick a field goal. Drive down again. Don't kick that field goal. They're kicking for the tie. The game's for the tie. And so these games are obviously always so close. Proud of the way our guys fought. I just wish we could have coached better, could have played better, could have got that W. Just it's hard to come here and to fall 3 points short. Our kids laid on the line.
You did move the ball. You put yourself in position to score some more.
We just got to finish, Keith. It's been our whole deal this whole year. We just got to finish. We got to finish drives. It's been our crux, moving the ball, but we got to find a way to finish. And
the disappointing loss like this, what do you tell your guys? What do you tell them inside?
Our guys, everybody's hurting. Everybody involved in our program. It's like somebody split your heart open. Everybody's hurting right now. So just nothing. Just tell them we love them. Because there's nothing I can say that will take away the pain. We're all hurting. There's nothing I can say that will alleviate any of that. We just got to come back and get ready for Tulsa. We got to come back. I'm just proud of the way, early on, 10-0, I'm sure people thinking it's going to be a blowout and our guys kept fighting to the end. So, one thing I was proud about is just, our guys kept fighting to the end.
Other than that long pass play, what can you say about the defensive effort? They made the Air Force earn every yard
they
every
did.
point.
The defense played well. Just like I said, just wish at the end there we could have, once we scored a touchdown, had all the momentum, hopefully could have got a stop there. Hurt us a little bit with some off-tackle stuff there. But, games, some momentum. So we had all the momentum. Just wish we could have got a stop there. Because I feel like we got the ball, we would have scored, had them back. And so they drive the length of the field, take most of the quarter, and then kick a field goal. And so, but guys played hard, though. Our kids played hard. Just wish we could have made a couple more plays, 2 more plays, make a kick, going to overtime, make a couple other passes, make other stops. That's this game, though. It's always just a game of an inch here or play there.
So the end of the first half and then the possession where you missed the field goal, when you got down into the red zone, do you wish? You always could have, would have, should have in hindsight, but the play calls there.
Yeah, you look at some stuff. You could have done better. When we felt we had something, we had some miscommunication on some things, but you always look at that, Wags. When you don't score, obviously you're looking at all of that. Mm-hmm. We had a play, we felt like we had the edge, but we didn't get it done. But again, you look at your play calls, look at the calls they made, and you got to find a way to score in those. You got to find a way to finish. We had the ball to start the end the half and start the half. And we want to come up with 3 points. We got to come up with that.
Ty, just talk about how disappointing this one is.
Yeah, it's one of the major goals, winning CIC, and this was the first step towards that goal. And it sucks that we couldn't get it done today, but we have a lot more football ahead of us, a lot more football to be played. So, Coach Jasper said you can't let this beat you twice. So,
can you talk about the offense once again? Another day of struggling to move the ball. It just seemed, 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, they brought a lot of different pressures. They were fast, physical. I think we made mistakes. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot every now or times where we would start going forward and then we'd shoot ourselves in the foot. So I think there was a lot of personal mistakes on the offensive side of the ball. So something we just got to clean up.
How did the one opportunity deep in their territory, you got to the 14-yard line, first down, and you came away with no points. How critical was that lost opportunity?
Yeah, that's something in the red zone that we always feel like we need to at least come away with 3 if we can't come away with 7. So very disappointing. I missed the play on that one. I should have pitched it outside. So I kicked myself for that. But yeah, just didn't get it done, and it sucks because that's a place where we practice a lot in to make sure we get points out of that. So.
Ty, you had a nice ball to Jayden, a nice ball to Mark, 129 yards through the air. How pleased are you with your throwing performance today?
Yeah, felt good. I missed reads, missed throws. Could have done a lot better on the ground. Obviously, there's always room for improvement. Could have made better reads on throws. I guess it doesn't really matter how well I threw, considering we didn't win. So.
It seems like the inside yards are just really tough to come by. You're not getting much on the fullback keep or dive or the quarterback keep in tight. And a lot of what you got today on the ground was perimeter stuff to the slots. What is that getting frustrating? Not being able to move, because that's the bread and butter of the option.
Yeah, I mean, inside runs definitely part of our triple option deal. They were bringing a lot of pressures inside, so it was kind of tough to roll them out of there. They had a good plan. And, I give credit to them. But I think we shot ourselves a couple times, too, in the foot where made some mistakes that we wish we could get back. So
all that said, you're tied 10-10 late, and if you're hoping the defense gives the ball back and you can maybe make a play and win the game, right?
Yeah, defense was playing a great game. They held the #1 rushing team to 10 points at that point. We were trying to get our groove going, trying to be able to play compromising football where we could score if they got a stop. And I think that we missed a lot of opportunities on that part, but defense played great. Well,
Jayden, you have a couple big pass receptions today. Just kind of talk about what was working with the passing game.
So early on, we were just trying to, run some plays and get stuff figured out. We knew that in the wide receiver room when we would call shots that we had to capitalize off of it. So the wide receivers were just ready to just make plays. So once we started throwing the ball more, we were just ready to make plays, and then we made them. But yeah.
I know it was a struggle most of the game, but when you were able to get the touchdown and tied the score, were you all feeling pretty good?
Feeling good. Even when we were down, I'm still the offense is optimistic, feeling good. So especially when defense was playing hard, turnovers and stuff, and then we finally tied it up. We felt like we were about to definitely win the game, go down and score.
So can you talk about the offense as a whole? It's been a season-long struggle, and you know that scoring one touchdown in a game is probably not going to get it done in college football these days.
Right. I would say just everybody just has to just do their job. It all starts with at the individual level. So if we can just keep hammering that, there's nobody to point fingers at. It's the whole offense. We just gotta all come together, and I think we're still getting better, week by week. We opened it a lot up this week with more plays, some new stuff. So I think we just keep getting better week by week, and we'll definitely score more points.
Jayden, the wideouts had a nice game. This is just another example that you guys can do a lot more than blocking out there.
Yes, for sure. You see, I'm only 5'11", barely 200. So we all have our role, and we all have stuff that we have to do, work on in practice. So, but at the end of the day, all the wideouts are equipped to do with whatever, no matter our size. So we can make plays, block, and do everything really.
Well, Jacob, can you talk about the defensive performance? You held a pretty good offense to a manageable number. Do you feel like the defense did its job?
I feel like we did our job partially. It's a good team, so they're gonna get theirs. They're gonna get their yards, but I'm sure we're gonna go in that film room and be kicking ourselves. Some plays that we didn't make. 13 points, yeah, that's good, but we could have won that game on defense, and we got to play better.
Can you talk about the play in which you stripped and recovered the fumble from Daniels?
Yeah, that was a good feeling. I was glad I could, come up big right before halftime. Get some points on the board. That led to a field goal, which was a good turning point for us. A little momentum going into halftime. So yeah.
So after the big play on the first possession, you all really rebounded and limited them to a low number of yards. Did you feel like after that first possession you regrouped and played pretty well?
I do. Yeah. Like I said, they're a good team. They're going to get theirs. We came out a little slow. They got some yards on us, but bend but don't break. We came out the next drive and the next drive, and we just take it one play at a time, try to do our job. Try to hold them to a decent amount of yards.
Well, just talk about how tough this one is for a senior captain.
Bittersweet. Obviously we'd love to win any game we play, especially against the Service Academy, CIC too. But there's nothing we can do about it now. So just push forward. We still got the AAC in mind, bowl game. So.
What defensively? Other than the breakdown on the first possession, which they got the big pass play, you pretty good defensive, made them work.
Yeah, I'd say we played really well in defense. I mean, we'd like to have, I guess, 2 drives back, the first drive, and then the drive they scored the 3 on to go up on us. But our eyes were a little messy in the beginning. I think we calmed down a lot of younger guys, but in a new-ish system. So I think we did a really good job as it went on, but yeah, definitely 2 we'd like to have back.
Is it frustrating when you hold a team to what was 10 points for most of the game, then 13, and just can't come out with a victory?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pin it on and say it was the offense's fault. Like we said, if really they shouldn't have had 7 or that 3. Shouldn't have had 13 points to begin with. So, yeah, they scored a touchdown, but Air Force shouldn't have scored any points to begin with. So, it's frustrating on our end, knowing as a defense we could have prevented that from happening. So.
John, you guys had that big goal line stand where they got 3 instead of 7 off of 2 turnovers as well. How pleased were you with this defense really just grinding out it and only allowing 13 points?
I was pleased with the way we responded. Definitely going in and knowing that 7 is a lot worse than it would be 3, and then giving us a chance to maybe block that field goal. But that whole drive, we should have had them, backed up a lot further than where they were. So that's frustrating. But
lastly, as a captain, what's going to be your message to the team come Monday night practice?
just compete. We love competition. We play the sport because we love it. We do things the right way, and we're just going to come out and grind. And we got Tulsa ahead, and we're excited about that.